Welcome to Lesson 2 in Unit 21, From Sun to Food. In this lesson, students will work together to answer the question, where do plants get the energy and matter they need to grow? In this lesson, students observe seeds germinating in a sprouter over time without soil. They measure changes to the mass of the seeds and record observations to gather evidence about what plants need to grow. Students figure out that plants gain matter or mass without soil. Students make connections to the storyline as they learn that plants can grow without soil. This connection is being built between Lessons 2 and 3. There are several opportunities for math and ELA cross-curricular connections throughout the lesson. You can look for specific standard connections in the Unit 21 Teacher Guide. This lesson will take approximately 4 days to complete. For the Engage portion, you'll remind students that people and farm animals eat food because it contains energy and matter needed to move, stay healthy, and grow. They also started an investigation to figure out what plants need to grow and stay healthy. You'll revisit the driving question board and add any new questions and highlight others connected to the learning goals of this lesson by calling attention to questions about how plants get the energy and matter they need to grow. You'll remind students of the anchoring phenomenon, a pizza farm, and ask them about the foods on pizza that come from plants and what plants need to make the food we eat. You'll have students complete the first 2 questions in the Tomato Writing Prompt student journal page. After students have had the chance to record their ideas, they should discuss them with a partner or small group. Once groups have had the opportunity to share, you'll encourage students to share their ideas with the class and engage in a scientific discussion. Over the last few days, students will have been collecting data about the mass of their beans from the sprouter. During the Explore portion, they will make one last observation and data collection of the sprouter trays and seeds in their Sprouter Investigation student journal page. Then you'll encourage students to use their observations and data to discuss and answer the questions in the Sprouter Investigation student journal page. In the Explain portion of the lesson, students will engage in a class discussion about their observations and learning from the investigation. Use the provided questions to guide your discussion around the question, where do plants get the energy and matter they need to grow? The goal of this class discussion is to analyze student observations and data, to explain how the plant seeds sprouted and started to gain more mass each day without being in soil. You will use the discussion to create the Lesson 2 summary chart. From the discussion, students should understand that to make pizza, people use plants for many of the ingredients. On a pizza farm, the people would need to grow the plants to make the foods for the pizza and would need to understand what the plants need to grow. For the Elaborate portion, you'll ask students what they think the seeds need to continue to grow and stay healthy. You'll invite students to share their ideas and make a list of the things they think the seeds would need to grow and stay healthy, and narrow down the list to include air, water, and light. Students might still think soil is important for plant growth, so you may wish to leave this on the list. You'll then show students the materials for this lesson and ask them how they could use the materials to investigate how different factors affect plant growth. You'll allow students to share ideas and come up with an experiment they can do with the seedlings to test their group variables. Encourage them to use their ideas from question 3 on the Sprouter Investigation student journal page. You'll set up the seedling investigation using the instructions in the teacher guide. During the discussion, post and discuss the variable and fair test vocabulary cards. You'll divide students into 9 groups and assign each group a number and variable their group will test. Give them the materials listed for their group. Be sure to reference the complete instructions in the teacher guide. Students will observe all seedlings individually and record their root and stem lengths. Each group will also complete the procedures for a control cup and soil cup. See the teacher tutorial linked in the teacher guide for more information about this investigation. For the Evaluate portion, you'll have students revisit their initial ideas on the Tomato Writing Prompt student journal page. You'll read the instructions for the bottom portion of the page and have students write down their new ideas and evidence for the After the Sprouter Investigation portion. To support student sense-making across the unit, orient them back to the driving question board. Ask students, what did we learn about where plants get the energy and matter they need to grow? And what additional questions do you have now? By the end of this lesson, students will have observed what factors plants need to grow. In Lesson 3, students will continue an investigation using seeds to determine the importance of water, air, and light for plant growth. For the optional Extend portion, you can have students ask more questions about how plants might grow without soil, or why we might want to grow plants without soil. You can use the provided resource to engage students in an exploration of hydroponics. For more information about this unit, visit myscipartners.com.